Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing this evening? Excuse me. It got cold here, y'all. And when I tell you it got cold and allergies and all this other stuff started acting up, I was like, okay, I have to take extra precautions. Tonight, our topic is sensory water beads or water sensory beads. But before I get started, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Angela. I am better known as Ask the Nanny all across social media. I am a new parent educator. I am a newborn care specialist, a professional career nanny, and I also have this awesome business called This Jam Good. I am going to be discussing tonight water beads and the alternative to the water beads. Now, I don't plan on keeping you long because I have to go to work tonight. That's why I came on a few minutes early so I can give myself a little few minutes on the other end to get ready. Now, if you have not heard about the water beads, um, water beads are can be fun. But with little kids, now these are water beads. I don't know if you, let me hold them up close so you can see them. You see how they sparkle? This is usually kept in my bathroom. And I love it because it matches the colors in my bathroom. But please notice that it has a lid on it. And when my grandchildren come, even though they are older, my youngest one is, well, he's a baby. He's barely 2 months old. But when my grandchildren come, that bottle goes into hiding. And I'll tell you why. Because these look cute and fun to play with, but my youngest, my one next to youngest is 7 years old. They are still can be a hazard. I love these. They make very good decorative. I put them in my flower vases when I have flowers. My husband and I, we're empty nesters. So my grown children know not to mess with them. But my grandchildren, not so much. Curiosity, gets to them and they want to see what's in the bottle. And the fact that that's glass, and I don't want them picking it up and wanting to uh, play with it. Mm-mm. Nana don't play that. Okay? But I'm going to show you all the beads that I have. I have these little pink ones in here. I'm going to take them out of the case because I have several different packages of them. Can you see all these? Because I use them quite often. I have all kinds of beads. And as you can see, they are small. They are small. And I'm going to take one out of the package so you can see how small they are. And when I use them, I always put them out when I finish using them. I lay them out on some wax paper and let them dry out for 2 or 3 days. Now, I don't even know if you can see this. It's so small in my hand, but you can't even see it. That's how little that is. Can you see that in my hand? That's how little that is. That little purple little bead in there. That's how small it is. And hold on, I'm trying to see if I can get the three of these in my hand so you can compare them and see what they look like. You see that? That's three little beads in right there in my fingers. But if your child ingests one of these, that little tiny bead, because our bodies are made up of so much water, it may go in, but it does not get digested and come out. It continues to swell the longer it's in water. There's no water in here. I let these beads soak these in water to a certain uh, size because this is the size I wanted. There's no water in this jar. So I let them get to a certain size and then I took them out and put them in here. And because it's closed and sealed tightly, then they're not going to grow. But if your child ingests one of these, it goes inside and it continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. And these little beads can grow to, as you can see, these little beads, those little things, they grow so big. In a child's intestine, it can stop up their bowels. And not only that, you have to have it surgery to remove it. They have a special, um, what is it called? Mm, it just slipped my mind. They have a special, what is the thing called? Yeah, my brain just went. I just had a brain fart. Um, they have a special tool. They use it with pregnant women. What's the thing that they look at the baby and what is that thing called? I can't even think of it right now. But anyway, they have a special tool where they can look inside your intestines and find out where it is. But in a baby, it can cause blockage, and that's not good. And even if they go in and have surgery and get it out, depends on how long it's in there. It can, even though the packages say it's non-toxic, there are side effects. I was reading and I did research before I came to you. There was one little girl who there's the material that it's made with, it can cause speech delay, it can cause slurred speech, it can cause other delays in the brain, which can cause your child to be that running happy-go-lucky 2-year old that's always into everything slows down. It's almost as if they're kind of drunk and they kind of slow down to slow motion and they have to think about things. It's like, I want to tell you something. That's how slow their brain gets from just one. So, I want to talk to you about an alternative to these beads. I like to use tapioca beads. Tapioca beads um, are edible, they are digestible. So if one of them does get into your child, they get curious while playing with them, it's a great sensory. It works just like the water beads. But when they stick their hands in, if they happen to ingest it, guess what? It will digest. It won't cause all these other problems that a regular water bead will cause. So, I'm asking you to please consider the dangers of just um, having them in the house with little bitty kids. Because your older kids, 11, 12 years old, they may be okay with it. You may be okay with them playing with it. But if little cousin comes to visit and little cousin is 2 or 3 years old and they want to go into little Johnny's room to play with little Johnny, and little Johnny has his little sensory beads out, little Johnny's not going to be, 11, 12 years old, not going to be watching the neck close where they, don't see them put them in the mouth. And this child, you see how little these things are? All they got to do is get it stuck to their fingers or get it stuck to their clothes. And, they're walking around with it on their clothes. And all of a sudden you get home and they pick it off their clothes. Ooh, that's candy. Let me eat that. Like I said, it continues to grow inside of your child. So tapioca beads, don't do that. You put them in water, they expand, they can play with them, you know, they can ingest them, they can, squeeze them, squish them, just like the water beads. Please, I beg of you, try the tapioca beads instead of the water beads. I know you think your child is old enough and grown enough to do these things, but please try the tapioca beads. It's a much safer way to have a sensory play. It's less worrisome, but please still even if you're trying the tapioca beads, they still need supervision because a bead is a bead is a bead. And it's still small enough. If you look at these, tapioca beads get about this big. And if you look at these and you think about a child, a baby's throat, it can still be a choking hazard. I'm not saying don't play with your children with the sensory toys, with the sensory tapioca beads, but supervision is necessary. Okay, you can't just give it to them and say, "Okay, I'll be over here washing dishes and doing it." No, you need to be right there on top of them. When I do things like this with 2-year-olds, I am a hover mama. I am a hover grandma. I am a hover nanny. When whatever capacity I am with those children, I'm hovering and I'm watching like a hawk. Okay? I don't even have videos with the tapioca beads that we're playing with because my phone is a distraction. Did you hear me? The phone is a distraction. You want to be recording one child and they're like, "Oh, look, little Johnny." And you turn around and your other child's like, and got a mouthful of them. It can be a choking hazard. So please put your phones down. I know you want to share your videos with the family and everything else. Unless you got set that up on a tripod before you get started and just have it recording so you can keep your eyes on the kids at all times. Guess what? I wouldn't advise you to do that, to be recorded. But this is just my advice. This is just my own personal feelings about this because I always say, not on my watch. I'm going to do everything that I can do to keep these children safe. I'm doing everything that I can to spread the word about these water beads. There's a lady on TikTok who is sharing her story about her 10-month-old got a hold of her brother's one of the water beads and swallowed it. The baby has had at least 2 surgeries. I don't ever want to be on the other end of something like this. I'm sitting in the waiting room with the mama waiting. I'm sitting in the waiting room watching. I'm sitting in the waiting room um, trying to comfort a mom because this innocent play, playing innocently, has become a life threatening event. I don't ever want to do that. And that's why I'm so passionate. And that's why I'm coming to you now and telling you about this because, you hear about strange things happening, but this one hits too close to home because I've used the tapioca balls. And it didn't even occur to me that water beads were being used. And I'm thinking, well, why would you use that? Why would you do that? That's a choking hazard in my brain because I have been trained, because I know better, because I have seen so many different freak accidents happen with children that were not supposed to happen, or I can see things getting ready to happen and look at that child and then looking around like, is anybody looking? Is anybody looking? Okay, let me make sure nobody's looking. And they try to sneak something. Again, not on my watch. This is too important not to talk about. This is too important not to discuss with you. Thank you, Queen Dazzy. Um, you have to be diligent. You have to be um, intentional. I want your children to have the best sensory play ever. I want them to be able to um, experience new things, but all within the realm of supervision. Water play, it's sensory. The tapioca beads, is sensory. The sand play is sensory. I want them to experience it all, especially children who you know have sensory issues. And it's a way of introducing them in a non-threatening way, and not forcing them. If they want to touch it, they touch it. If they don't want to touch it, they don't. I don't like forcing anything on anybody. I ask them to try. If they say no, okay, then you don't have to try it. I will sit there and play with it and try to make it fun. And if they'll sit there and laugh at me, but they still don't have to touch it or participate. They can sit and watch. And we'll do it time and time again until they become comfortable enough to touch it. They may not ever become comfortable enough to touch it. They may just like watching you play with it. But sensory beads, these water sensory beads, please, I beg of you, find something else to do. Find something, an alternative. Use the tapioca beads, please. Please. Tapioca beads are have some risk, and that's why I say supervision, but it's nothing like the water beads. So please, 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 whatever you do, spread the word to other mothers, to other caregivers, to grandmas and grandpas, to the babysitter. What seems like fun is not always the best fun to have. So please spread the word and talk to the parents, caregivers, nannies, babysitters. If you know better, do better. Talk to the parents. I've had parents ask me to do certain things with their children that I knew was potentially dangerous, and I refused. I even walked away from a job because the mama was like, "Well, I'm going to do it anyway." Okay, that's on you. But I cannot, in good conscience, sit here and watch you potentially put your child in danger and be okay with that. I have walked away from jobs because of determined parents. I don't know what the outcome of what happened with that whatever activity they were doing. But I also know that I am there to protect your child. I am there to care for your child. I am there so we can have a great outcome, that we can have a great time. I am not there to supervise you and, oh, you know CPR? Yes, I do. Well, if something go wrong, skirt, right there. That right there, you're not finna involve me. Period. My livelihood, my job, my caring, just me as a person. Mm-mm. I'm not going to be part of your scheme. I'm not going to be part of your whatever you're trying to do with your child or try to make your child do that's going to potentially bring harm or danger to them. Mm-mm. You got the wrong one today. And I will let you know in a heartbeat. I ain't the one. Don't try me today. I will walk and you'll be here alone. I don't care what you have planned for the day, for the rest of the day. I'm not about to assist you in harming your child or something that I strongly feel that is harmful to your child. I will even offer alternatives to things that we can do instead of what you're planning on doing. But I will not. I refuse to. I cannot, in good conscience, sit back and watch you do something to your child that is potentially harmful. That's not me. So if that's what y'all looking for, don't come in. Don't call me. Don't come at me. I don't care if you get mad at me. I don't care if you uh, try to I'm gonna go old school, scandalize my name. because at the end of the day, I will have a good conscience and knowing that I walked away, knowing that I did not fall for the okey doke, knowing that I did what was best for that child. And if my leaving struck a chord and made you rethink what you were doing, then so be it. My leaving was worth it. But please, I'm not the one to see you put your child in danger. And I will speak up and you can get mad at me. I don't care. I do not care because I am there for the safety of your children. I am there for fun. I am there to care for your children. I am there to educate you. I'm there to give my opinion when I feel like something is dangerous. Whether you ask for that opinion or not, I'm going to give it to you because if I see something potentially happening to that child, I will tell you, I've seen this, I've seen that, I've seen this, I've seen that, I've seen this. I will give you several different cases of what happened when that happened, when we did that, when the mama or whoever, when that happened. No, I ain't the one. And I hope that all the caregivers that are watching me, that all of the moms that are watching me, that all of the grandmas or whoever is watching this video, I hope that you will, in good conscience, say no to. I hope that you will, in good conscience, not let a child be put in harm's way. Because what sounds like an idea, good idea, think it through. Think of all the potentials that could happen in that situation. Hold on, I have, hold on. Oh my goodness, I just lost my people on Instagram. I'm sorry, Instagram. Let me see if I can go live again on Instagram. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Let me go back over here. Okay, it's connecting. Um, Sorry, y'all. I lost you. Um, but yeah, so whatever you are doing, please be an advocate for the children. I have seen several in my 40 years in doing this. I have seen several uh, families in the hospital because of something they thought was a great idea to do with their child. And it ended up not being the greatest idea. I came to sit with the children so that they can go get some rest and, truly concerned about the kids. So even if you are a parent and you have a nanny or a caregiver and you're not sure about it, ask somebody. Ask somebody. Because if you ask somebody, it could save you a lot of heartache. It could save you a lot of worry. It could save your child from being hurt or being put in potential danger. Ask somebody. We've been around kids a long time, a lot. And we know that there's just certain things at certain ages. I've studied kids, and in my classes, in my college work, there's just at certain ages and stages, kids. Most of the kids, and I say most, like 80% of the kids would do this, or 80% of the kids would do that. That's where they come up with the milestones chart, because a lot of the children at that particular age are doing a certain thing. That's where they come up with it. But ask us, We'll tell you. If we don't know, I'm sure we have other nanny friends and other caregivers that we can type or text in. Okay, is this okay? Is so and so wants to do this and that? Is this okay? Have you ever experienced this? Do you know anything about this? And we can get an answer to you in a good 5-10 minutes, because any good caregiver has a community. We are in the 2020s. We have built communities around us. Nannying can be a lonesome job, but there's always somebody that we can call, even if it's just one person. And somebody can call, okay, two heads are always better than one. Call and ask about that particular, what you want to do. Call and ask about that, um, all the things that are nanny related, parent related, that you're thinking about doing, but you're not sure of. Ask a question. It never hurts to ask. No question is too stupid. I remember my teachers always telling me that, and I felt stupid asking questions when she just answered it, but I didn't understand it. Ask the question, because I guarantee you, sometimes, um, when you ask a question, somebody else was thinking the same thing, and they're like, "Yes, somebody asked that question. Now let me write this down." You're not the only one that's curious about that question. I may have missed it totally. Sometimes you writing down notes and you miss something. You're like, what did she just say? What did she just say? What did she just say? I didn't get it. Ask that question. No question is too stupid to ask. And then you can make a well informed decision for what's best for you and your child. You can make a well informed decision. Okay, well, if we do it this way or that way or this way, then okay, we should be okay. Yes, sometimes it's just redirecting whatever it is you want to do to something else. That's all I'm asking. Redirect those water beads to some tapioca beads. You get the same effect, you get the same sensory, but one is a whole lot safer than the other. Okay? Now, I'm done for tonight because, yeah, it's almost 7:45. Uh, and I got to get up, get dressed, and get out of here because I have to be at work soon. But I wasn't here last week. I hope you all exercised your right to vote last Tuesday. It was election day all across the country. I was at the polls after work, standing in that long, 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 long line. Um, it was close to 9 o'clock before I got home last Tuesday. But I hope you all exercise your right to vote. Um, it doesn't matter who you voted for, as long as you exercise your right to vote, because too many people, especially women, it took us a long time to get our voting in, to get to vote. And we want to exercise our right to vote. There are other countries you don't get the right. You don't get to have a say so. Go put your say so in there. Everyone counts. So I'm gonna go, and thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for considering what I said. Please spread the word. Please share this video. Uh, I said something about elections, and now I got something on Chrome coming across my screen that says, "Learn more about the U.S. midterm elections." I tell you, y'all tracking me. I see you. Y'all tracking me. But okay. Uh, I will talk to you all in the new year. It's next week is Thanksgiving, and then the week after that, it's December. And with the Christmas and the holidays and the vacations plan and the work trip plan and the vending and the and my calendar is booked solid until 2023. So I will try to come on here live a few more times. It may not be on Tuesday nights, but I'll try to sneak in and get a few words in and talk to you and make sure that everybody's okay. Check in to see if everybody's okay. And if you have questions, please feel free to DM me. I will answer your questions. I will try to get to them. It may be late overnight while I'm at work, um, but I will try to send you an answer. Maybe at nap time, if you ask a question, I may end up doing a video answering the question because, like I said, if you ask a question, somebody else probably wants to know the answer to that question too. So I will probably end up doing a video to answer some questions. So if you have one, please comment on the videos that I have done. I will try to get some more in uh, periodically. It may not be as many as I'm doing now, but I'll try to get some more in. I'm also retiring at the end of on December the 30th from nannying. So yeah, there's a lot going on within the next 3 or 4, well, about 4 or 5 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm just trying to hang on and enjoy the ride. So, thank you all for following me. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for asking your questions. Keep them coming. Y'all keep me on my toes. Keep them coming. I love, love, love coming over here talking to you all and hopefully enlightening you all about some things that are going on with the kids, with mommyhood, with parenthood, and even grandmahood, because I'm a grandma too. So I love you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I will talk to you all um, soon. I can't say when, but soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the likes and support. You all have a great night.